Hello, guys, and welcome to the GP4 2021 DTM Championship. And we're now in Silverstone, one of my absolute favorite tracks in ever really invented, modified, whatever you want to call it. It's part of history. It's part of racing, and obviously, I never really say my name. For whatever reason, think people know me. No, it's Renz, and here is another name. Maybe many people are familiar, but I've called him Mevchi when he's racing. So Mevchi, what's up?
Yeah, hello, Rans. Great to be alongside you here for DTM. My first time this season, obviously. We're here for qualifying at Silverstone. I think this is obviously going to be one of the staples of the DTM calendar. I think it's going to be quite exciting. I do agree with you that Silverstone is a fantastic circuit, and I think we're going to have a really exciting qualifying session ahead of us.
Yes, exactly. Last time around, Maxim Titkov took pole and took the win. So that was our first pole to win. Driver of the season. But it hasn't exactly like dented our championship leader, our Kai Cerezny, actually. No, I called him Cernia. He's still kind of losing a bit of points, and he actually was one of the drivers who lost their point streak. So it's So let's see if we can. Yeah, let's see if we can see a bit of better side. I mean, because I guess 4 races in a row, leading the championship. I think it's already a monumental task seeing other drivers fail.
Yeah, Cherezny obviously. Dijon was his first race out of the points, although I would say that it did get a bit lucky considering that Fakhrizadeh was out of DNF'd and Sazonov was out of the points as well. And then Titko's got himself up there by scoring a win. But other than that, he is still leading the championship quite well. So I'd say
Yeah.
that I think at somewhere in the top 8. As long as he's in the points position, it's going to be all right for Cherezny, I think.
Yes, and you can't in this at this stage of the season you can't really rest. You can't. You just have to build up. But which is more important than that is to get in on to the qualifying session now. Now, a few times in a season we've seen basically dry weather, and it looks like it's just gonna be dry weather again. So it's no one's gonna test their wet weather capabilities for one lap pace, or maybe as actually F1 drivers in real life, or you usually go for more than one lap. But yes, let's get into the session. No wet weather expected. Oy. Sorry for the yawn. Not exactly. It's been a pretty tough day. Yeah. So Flo, can you press OK, please? And there you go. Okay. So Nevchi, it seems like you have actually raced, and you've had some battles with Bill Miller. I think also Mackenzie, and you got your first podium last time around. So how do you feel?
I mean, yeah, it was quite the surprise considering my previous results, but I was happy about it. So it was pretty cool, I'd say.
Yeah, actually, I'm the one of the guys who's always looking for some good drivers to actually kind of compete out of nowhere. So maybe you have a chance at the championship, but who would you actually expect to be one of your fiercest rivals, and one of the unexpected title contenders?
I mean, if we're talking title contenders, I mean, I would expect Fakhrizadeh to be up there with how much experience he has in the OC as a whole. And then you got some of the young guns as well. Obviously, Sazonov, the BTCC champion, who's already up there competing for the championship in P3. And yeah, all around, there's just a lot of strong drivers. I mean, I don't think a lot of people were expecting Kai Trezhnia, considering that he only competed in Formula E for a while and only picked up a win here or there. So, yeah,
Yeah,
there's.
it's it's I really want to see I really want to see some more competition. So no one can like rest on their own and made pillow. No, you have to actually rest on basically hard ground, so you can get up the next race and just fight for them. But it looks like you were actually the one who's going out first, so so at least you get some kind of publicity here.
Yeah.
Twice, yeah, the double publicity. So look at the crowd there. Absolutely, they're not even facing the track. Oh, now they're facing the track. Oh boy. Usually, one thing I actually do always is give you when the lap starts, I'll give you a chance to commentate through the lap. But what's been your favorite moment in Silverstone? I mean, again, and you have many to choose from, like any plentiful. You have like unlimited choices basically.
Oh, I mean, there's been a lot of races at Silverstone for sure. I mean, I've not been around with the OC for so long. I only joined just through the beginning of 2019. I mean, I really enjoyed just the race we had at Silverstone this year in F1. I think it was absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
that was amazing. That was absolutely cool. Now, for my personal favorites are, I think it was 2002 or 2003. Like one of the most attacking, and attacking like races of all time. Like seriously, anybody could win it. But now I'll let you commentate through this Silverstone lap.
Yes, then. So for a lap of the Silverstone circuit with yours truly, as he already heads through Farm Curve and Village, now onto the left-handers of the loop, and then Aintree. You want to maximize your entry out of Aintree here to set yourself up for the Wellington Straight down this little straight, and then onto probably one of the most important overtaking zones into the circuit. Brooklands, and then through Luffield. You can really carry good battles through here. And then as rounding Woodcut here, down this little paddock start-finish straight onto Cops. Very fast right-hander, obviously. And then through probably one of the most legendary corners in all the motorsport history, through Maggots and Beckett's. As you can see, it really puts a strain on the drivers and the car as a whole, because it's so high speed and it's relentless. And then out of Chapel Curve and down the hanger straight onto another great overtaking zone. None other than Stowe Corner, as you go into the braking zone and try to maximize yourself on the exit. It's really easy to run wide at the exit of Stowe. And now onto the Vale chicane. Don't want to go over the curbs there. They're quite deadly. And then around the final corner, Club. And then now it's just a sprint to the line and then across the line. So 133.111.
Will go second. Jared Fillsbury probably, yeah, there you go. He does go first by half a second, so absolutely smashing the previous guys. Campan goes second. It's like everybody's probably going to. And Turvik completes his lap, and he also goes barely first actually. So Heen only seventh. Looked like he had some problems. We in third. Adam Wolf, one of the drivers who had a chance late last race at the podium. Titkov is going to complain. Is only eighth, so that's a pretty bad lap by Titkov early on. Even Clark seventh. Sazonov, one of the championship contenders, I'd say. Also Mackenzie eighth. Martinez 11th. Mustam Hamid goes 11th. So Fakr Zain is the last one. Elno is actually there's one more driver, and that's Adventure, and he goes. Oh, actually, no, I'm completely butchering everything. Really sorry there. For whatever reason, I thought there were less drivers. Ebobo goes 14th. Resnia only 18th. So, what do you think of your own lap? Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So we have to, as we've seen, we've at least seen an indication of what is capable on this track. So the session will be restarted due to not track invaders. I don't want to publicize them, but yeah, due to track repairs, I'd say. So
Yeah.
Mechi, yeah, don't want to publicize Mechi. So of the last few races, I've seen like Will Parrish, like looks like his form has dropped off like considerably. He was fighting for like a potential like for the second place. He kept off Rifki Pekersen, who later on has actually not dropped his form as a whole. Just unlucky with the crash with Newerville. So what do you think of like drivers just finally? Yeah, so some of them finally getting the podium and then just dropping off again, and then actually it could be like more severe. Like Parrish has dropped off quite severely.
Well, DTM is a very close series, obviously, and dropping off is just going to cost you quite a bit, as I'd say the talent pool is just really, really close. But yeah, obviously, Parrish had that P2, and then he had that DNF at the Rebel Ring, which kind of really just unsettled him, it looks like. He's not been able to match that form that he had at Hockenheim at the season opener. And yeah, obviously people making mistakes and just kind of dropping off in form, there's always going to be other people that can capitalize off that. And thus you're going to have a lot of different people on the podium over the span of a season. So
I just hope it's not like the whole grid gets a podium. Like there has to be some kind of consistency at Valley. It's like everybody could just come up and basically like 2002, I think Weber. Remember when he got his first points like in 2002? Like in that minority car.
Oh yeah.
Which was So that Australian GP was insane. I gotta say, probably it was insane. I would recommend someone to rewatch it. And he got onto the podium, and he didn't even score a podium. So I don't want that kind of scenario where everybody gets a chance. You have to pick the best fruits before the rotten ones. So
Sure.
some kind of consistency.
Also,
As I
Flo,
see,
the screen share isn't on.
Okay, so apparently we've been commentating for basically nothing. Sorry for a bit of a sore throat here. So yes, now we're back and the sound is good. Sound is absolutely good. The track is no longer basically what is it, sound foam or whatever? There's not sound foam installed around the track. So yes, early lap set. Fackersane first, Turvik second, Fosbury third, Xavier V fourth, and Will Parrish in the fifth place. So yeah, obviously, more time to improve. Nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. Nothing is really mostly something is gained. I mean, look at the top four separated within a tenth. So I think those guys are probably the ones to watch out for. If you can set a lap time this early, there's more to come later.
Yeah, top four looking very, very close. I'd say it's anyone's game for pole. Everyone's just basically in the top 10. So I think we could have a surprise pole there today. But Fackersine then on top, as he's demonstrated quite good pace this season overall. We'll see if he can hang on to that then as the drivers get ready for their second runs.
Yes, apparently you are going out again, so apparently you can. Apparently you. Yeah, yes, apparently you are really enjoying that car there, as we just saw. I heard from the radio. Let's see. What driver is what actually kind of have a talking point to? Yeah, Maxim Titkov. I'll probably go to Maxim Titkov if he is. Yeah, he's out on track. I would love to actually go on board with him, but yeah, Titkov redeemed himself pretty nicely, and I gotta say one of the most impressive performances is like he only lost like legit. Like once lead. One of the most impressive performances I think I've seen from a driver this season.
Oh yeah, for sure. Obviously Titkov was struggling throughout the first three races of the season, but he eventually pulled through and really delivered at the Dijon round. And it was fantastic to see from the Russian. He finally got it together, and yeah, I'd say we're hoping for more of the same performances from Maxim.
Yeah, it's just like maybe it's all up to him. Obviously, the challenge for the championship, as you're going to start a lap. But let's see if apparently Flo really wants your stars. I don't know why.
Thank you, Flo. Oh, you're too kind.
Yeah, but yes. One of the drivers that actually really, I mean, the two drivers that lost out on podiums was it Mackenzie, Wolf, and and Neller, they lost out on the podiums, and Wolf dropped out of the points. So the F1 drivers, like seriously, the three of them, like in a row, like they were expected to actually at least one of them to get a podium, but they just dropped off. So what do you think of the drivers, like that experience, not adapting to later race stages?
Yeah, well, it's all like a game of chess, isn't it? When it comes to these long DTM races, there's a lot of strategy in it, and I mean, the difference to victory and defeat can only be decided by a lap or two if you get the strategy wrong. So, I mean, pace dropping off as well is a big factor, as here we witness a battle between Miran FG and Michael Clark. But yeah, it's an interesting topic, and I think yeah, you know, it's interesting, I guess.
No, it's like I've seen drivers really do good. I think it was Moratelli. Well, yeah, Moratelli, one of the drivers that did really good. But on to the actual current events, was where he doesn't improve. Few drivers starting there in lap 15. One of the drivers that apparently has kind of, I don't know, he's kind of struggled at qualifying. I've not seen anything exactly impressive, but maybe he can impress me here with the top 5, and there you go, he does. My eyes are wide open for him. Titkov is about to go through last couple of corners. One of the most trickiest, because you really need to get traction on as quickly as possible to get the absolute average speed squeezed out of this lap time basically that you're setting. Wolf goes 6th, and absolutely nice.
Yeah, and next across the line is Will Parrish. The American does not improve. Turvik in P2. Can't set an improvement either. Neller goes pole with 132.410. Neuville next across. Then it's James Stewart as the Brit goes P5, our first pole sitter this season. Then it's Liam Campana, the former F1 driver, goes across the line, but he does not set an improvement. Andrei Sazonov, and has secured 2 poles this season, will go across the line. He goes into P9, gets up to the top 10. Championship leader Cherezny across as well. It's P16 for the man from Poland. Then it is Caio Moratelli. He does not improve. Javier Weiss at time, but it's not improved for him. Neither is it for Daniel Adventure. It's just Michael Clark, who is, I believe, coming around club here to set a time as he goes across the line. It's no improvement for Clark. Neither is it for Jay McKenzie behind. Rosetta Martinez improves as he goes up into P9. Mohamed Usman Hamid does not improve, neither does Rifki Fakhrizadeh to reclaim that provisional pole from Will Neller. And yeah, that is quite interesting then.
For those football fans out there, or hockey fans, there's something really called form, and hockey players can get a boost of energy. They can get in the right condition in F1 or in any kind of racing. You can get up and really be fast at just one good circuit. For example, Nico Hulkenberg, he knows basically Silverstone in and out. One of them, he knows that in and out. He has had some actually really good lap times. So you can sometimes reclaim what's lost in at one race, but it's never sure that you're going to keep it going. So yeah, I gotta say I've studied it immense amount myself. I gotta say, I can't really stop talking about it. It's seriously, it's goddamn great. It's really great. But on to DTM now. Well, Will Neller on currently nicely on pole actually, and the top 5 is no longer within a 10th.
Yeah, Neller really pulled through a nice little lap there, but yeah, the gaps are still close. The entire top 10 is only separated by 0.2 of a second. And then now you've got some of the other guys in there as well. Obviously, Javier Way, and then Halil Shahin as well there in P7. So there could be more factors playing into this.
Yes, Martinez also could squeeze out his lap time. So for the people, but he didn't warn me about how to how to really pronounce or say this person's affiliation or whatever gender or whatever. Yeah, so it's actually him. So yeah, Rosetta Martinez is a him. Apologies from before if anybody needs him. As Bobo, looking like he's actually warming up his tires, feeling out the car, and actually that's the thing. You can actually gain quite a lot in the outlap, but you can also lose it at the end of your time lap, especially when you use up your tires. So you have to really use them up, later, because you'll have a kind of a cushion. You'll kind of seriously, you kind of have a cushion. You have a breath of fresh air, and it won't feel as difficult. So drivers need to really, some drivers really can push out on the first sector or on the first turns and just destroy their tires, and that's it. Because that's the thing. Last of the turns are are kind of still tire dependent, as on low speed corners, and there's a lot of high speed corners. So no, medium speed corners, and you really have to. Yeah, you have to really take care of those tires early on.
Yeah, obviously you do want to push during your timed lap, but pushing too hard can, as you did say, Rens, it can overheat the tires or cause too much wear, and that's gonna hurt your lap times. So you really have to find the delicate balance, I'd say.
Yeah, it's actually not that hard to find balance when you have, for example, historical stats. Like you immediately, you'll have all the info in the world. Basically, you can lick the whole track and have it, you can get information, and then you know how the track will turn, or how it will behave to your liking.
Yeah, obviously it depends from car to car, I guess.
It does. As a Bobo is about to go through as a inside cops. One of my really favorite turns on circuits. Not due to the incidents with in the last few years, or in actually in the last year or so, from the famous incident everybody wants to call out attention to. Bobo is not exactly setting blistering lap times to crack the top 5, but he's setting a good lap.
Yeah, we're gonna see if Victor Ibobo can get off the back foot, as he's currently down in P19 as he rounds the Vale chicane, and now then through club. The Brit will go. Let's see if Victor Ibobo can improve with this lap as he goes across the line. It's P18 for him, so it goes up 1 position ahead of Daniel Adventure. Miran Evji's next across, the man currently in last place as he goes across the line, and it's no improvement for him, unfortunately. Halil Shahin does not improve either. Let's see if Polman Neller can squeeze in an improvement. No, not yet. Then it's his fellow countryman Jared Fosbury who goes across the line, and Fosbury does not improve either. Then we have Alan Wolf, who's just running the final few corners here.
Now Wolf is also, again, he can, he's also obviously a Brit, so he would know this track inside out, and he doesn't actually input Resny, and there you go, our championship leader sets a benchmark, and the radio is apparently having some, is having an orgasm of some sort. Yeah, so Campana is also going to run up the last turn, and I gotta say, Resny is absolutely great. I can't even stop looking at it. Campana doesn't improve. Newerville needs to actually kind of crack at least the top 10 to have a chance at points tomorrow after having the disastrous race last time around. Xavier Wee doesn't improve on their lap time. I'm gonna start calling them, not them, him, her, or whatever. Parrish doesn't improve. I think it was Adventure it also didn't improve, but yeah, Mackenzie doesn't improve. Hamid doesn't improve, and a lot of drivers just apparently don't want to improve. Apparently the track has changed a lot. Grip Sazano would improve. So I guess the track is just completely not everybody's liking. Just some who actually can really push, just to Resnio.
Yeah, it was a fantastic lap time from Kai Trezny, obviously, to go to provisional pole by almost 2 tenths. That is from Will Meller. So it's really a fantastic lap time from the championship leader. As we can witness Martinez go across the line. But yeah, not a lot of people getting improvements in, unlike the first and second runs that we witnessed. As there's still a few people on lap times, I believe.
No, I think everybody is is gonna pit in. I think maybe some late bloomers. I don't know. I just you can't follow everybody. We don't have actual live time. Like like a track map or onboards like 600 different cameras. So cannot afford the technology just yet. Please set up a GoFundMe for this match, please. I really need some actual good logistics here. Sazonov, one of the real drivers who has had a solid, solid chance at a win. It just apparently just hasn't come to him naturally. Some drivers really take up like duck on water, but it's just we can't. Yeah, sometimes we have to leave the duckling in the water, whether he'll swim or not. So I think Sazonov is still one driver to watch out for.
Yeah, obviously, Sazonov, I don't think he's where he wants to be, but he'll eventually get there. I do agree with you in the later parts of the session.
After Zane, so I got one of my old teammates, so I'm gonna praise him for all can be, but I don't need to. I'll praise him for his results. He's gotten at least 2 podiums already this season. Solid performance by him. Also a driver that can really pick his spots. I'd say. I can't really say anything too negative about him. I mean, maybe someone wants to argue that last race's crash. I don't think there's anything to argue. Yeah, let's actually go on board with old Mackenzie if we can. If we can, if he's going to be in his garage for now. Yeah, Jay McKenzie. Yeah, J McKenzie, our really one of the fastest drivers all in their day. I gotta say, if he doesn't start winning races, I think his stock kind of will fall. I think I have to call the F1 drivers out on this, the top tier. So like Jay McKenzie, if you're hearing this, please set a solid lap time. As Falkenstein is going to start the first few laps. You have to really be tight. Don't need any more steering than you see. Yeah, you need to center your steering onto the hardest part of the braking zones on the track, nice and early. You don't want to oversteer tires or cook them up and end up in the grass. Just in the basically end up in the pit lane entry, pit lane exit entry, or pit lane exit onto the Wellington Straight now. I'm not smashing the ad boards as some drivers do when they can't get the control of the car. Next is I think it's left field, and this is one of the parts of the circuit where you have to get the best traction. Seriously, you have to beat it on the throttle early as possible so you don't lose any kind of speed getting into stove here. Hitting the curb nicely. A bit of wiggling, but I don't think it's going to be that crazy. Not improving actually. And also Maggots and Beckett's. The car sways. It's like you're on a boat basically. You're on just on a hammock, but it's the G force is implemented in you. Also one of the hardest braking zones is stove, blind, and you can also understeer easily there. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think Falkenstein is gonna improve. Maneuvers around nicely for the last corners. I don't know if I forgot the name of them, but yeah, the Mercedes logo, just zooming in, and yeah, that's the lap by Falkenstein, but not exactly good.
Yeah, it just didn't seem to find the pace on that lap. It looked like, I mean, it was 4 tenths off his own time there. So,
I actually want to ask you: do you like the old layout or the actual new one?
I mean, I like them both. I think both deliver great racing. And I mean, I don't mind really.
Oh, I just like sometimes it's like the only thing that changed is like the start finish line. And also, I think the last few turns of they also did change a bit, if I'm not mistaken, from like 2006 or probably something like that. Sturt is trying to have a race with one of the BMWs.
I think that is
Although I think I
Titkov.
Titkov, yeah. So apparently he's just practicing his racecraft. He's trying to get some bonus points from there, but remember, you don't get bonus points for racing in the qualifying. You do get a bonus point for pole position. So if the drivers don't ever want to race and they just get tired and they have one lap pace, well, there you go. Qualifying is just for you, but you won't be winning championships in any way.
Yeah, as we're seeing some improvements from people on their lap. There's Javier way up into P4. Nice lap time.
Nice.
From
That's actually a solid lap. Yeah, that was a good lap time, but just not enough to get close to Resny. Just like I gotta say, that's a solid lap time. I gotta say, I think it's gonna stand. I think that's actually pole. I don't. I hate to kill everybody's mood, but I think that's just pole. I just don't see anyone improving.
Yeah, it is a really dominant lap time from Cherezhnia, but we will see if anyone can.
It's like aged like fine wine, and we just have we're having the pleasure of drinking it. It's so good. And Campana was impeded. Oof, I gotta say, Campana's luck has also been kind of bad, but also has had some average races. I still want to see some, I don't personally know him, but I do want to see some actual good racing. Turvik doesn't improve at all, and actually, I think he was actually really close to his P5 lap time, though.
Yeah, though I don't think a lot of people in the top 10 have set a lot of improvements as Michael Clark goes across the line, and the Englishman does not improve on that lap, and I think that just solidifies my point.
Yes. Yeah. It's. I mean, the only thing that is viable is the track temperature drops. It always froze up like a fit. Apparently, it's just it froze up everything. It froze up, not literally throwing up anything from their mouth or the track's mouth, but yeah, it's just like it froze up it froze up the grid, basically. That's all it is. It's just like it kind of sometimes literally freezes the grid sometimes. So you can't really improve. You can push your tires in a bit more, but you won't have the grip. So it's important, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is quite crucial. And track temperatures and just conditions in general really play a massive role in qualifying. Obviously, stuff like how rubbered in the track is, and as you did previously mention, the track temperature. So it is. It could be very, very crucial in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just. I mean, in sim racing, you usually just set a lap time later because the track is. It's like how. What's a good explanation for it? It's like someone is like has the butter. It's like if someone has buttered the toast, and you're just putting you're putting the condiments on it. That's all. It's like a sandwich, basically. It's like if you finally can eat the sandwich and you can finally push that lap times, and that's where the performance really comes from. And some drivers really can improve. Sometimes they don't like sandwiches because apparently they're not vegan, so they're not gonna put any condiments or or salt or whatever. They're just gonna put some just red meat and just beef and ham, whatever. It's their taste. Yeah.
It was. I'm gonna be real with you. That was a very confusing. What's the word?
Like what is it called? An example. Yeah, an example. Yeah. I know. But yeah, it's like, but like the track is rubbered in. When you butter the butter the bread. I think you get the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martinez.
2 minutes remaining.
Martinez is about to 2 minutes remaining, as we heard from the radio. As you can see, Martinez, can she at least crack pole? The first sector is not looking good, and that's yes, I've been yes, I know. I messed up quite badly on that. So I gotta say, this DTM is gonna break my brain at the end of the season. I'm gonna have like hairs standing basically on on my. I'm gonna look like someone electrocuted me basically. It's gonna break me as a person. But Martinez is gonna set a lap time, which is not gonna be competitive. Anyone really improving at the back? If you could cycle, if you could actually get someone who's set like a good sector, I would really love to see that. But apparently we're not gonna, because it's never gonna happen. It's just always gonna we're always gonna see the first drivers who set their laps, and then the last ones. It's how we do it apparently. So Martinez from where is she? He's in top 10. So at least Martinez has a chance of maybe the race pace is going to be improving. And actually, I just realized Mepchi, some drivers are not going to sit their laps.
Yeah, that is true. Some might not have time to actually start a lap time. Obviously, you've got Clark in the pit lane as well. So I guess he's just not coming out.
No, just like I gotta say, I mean, it's just always the team briefings are the worst. I gotta say, and you're gonna have some angry drivers out there. Fakhrizadeh doesn't improve, stays P3 for now. Mackenzie just about gets against Sazonov. No, and that's Sazonov's session over. Wow. Okay, so Hamid's session is over, but whose session is not over just yet is Neller's. Can he bite into Teresnia's time? And no, Neller can't respond to Teresnia at all.
Yeah, Neller not improving. That is a big shock. Something must have happened to Halil Shahin. Let's see what has happened to the man from Turkey. As just gonna go forward a bit through Maggots and Beckett, maybe. No.
Yes. It's apparently just a bit of a lot of the car got lost under him, so it's a usual start. Okay, he's not going to improve. I was going to say one of the drivers who's always this is actually not always, but has had some quality pace. Tervik, well, I don't know why is he even driving there? He's not going to go for it. Titkov doesn't improve. This has been quite a negative session. No one is improving. Like seriously, I've been. No. Then if it was negative, then times would actually drop. But it's been like really kind of saddening, I gotta say. It's not even raining in Britain, and it's quite saddening.
It's been an anticlimactic session. I think that's the best way to sum it up.
Yeah, it's been like really not damning, but it kind of puts the mood down, I gotta say, for the race. But yeah, still, this session is still to be done. Mortelli doesn't actually improve, so he's going to continue on his averageness for now. Parrish, can he get something going? No, doesn't quite get it. And so Teresnia stays on pole for. Can Mackenzie just make it? Can he just climb? Come on, Mackenzie. Nope. Mackenzie stays in let's see, P16, and that's Kai Teresnia on pole position, so getting 1 point and extending the championship lead. So, and that's Will Neller. Still on good qualifying form. Rifki Fakhrizadeh, an absolutely astounding, I gotta say, lap time. Xavier Wee, Clarkless performance by him, and Tervik, nicely, at least nicely reminding Teresnia that I can still get you, for the Mugello. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the top 5.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see Teresnia back up there. So
so you have to do the.
I have to take this. Oh yeah. So it's Jared Fosbury then who will line up P6. He just qualifies 1,000th of a second ahead of James Sturt in P7. Halil Shahin is in P8. I believe that would be his best qualifying of the season so far, and it's Adam Wolf in P9, Rosado Martinez in P10. And
Andrei Sazonov in P11, Will Parrish there in P12. Caio Morelli, Balotelli, the 13th. Miran Yu, they're in 14th, so naughty there, 14th, and that's not a good pace by you. Mohammed Osman Hamids in 15th.
And that's Jay McKenzie in P16, followed by Michael Clark in 17th. Bellum Nuberville is 18th, followed by Maxim Titkov in P19. And it's Victor Bo on P20. And the final two cars lining up on the grid will be Daniel Venture and Lian Campana.
And that concludes the rest of the grid. No penalties, no gearbox changes, no engine penalties. This is just going to be pure race until the end for tomorrow. Kaiserslautern obviously picking up that 1 point as mentioned earlier. So be sure to join us, tomorrow at the same time. Basically, it's. I think is no. Don't. I don't think this is. I don't think the qualifying session is gonna result. It's not a like a hint of what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be this anticlimactic. Races always have people drivers will try to overtake each other. This is probably just setting up and probably being respectful to the track for now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be in for a good race tomorrow, though.
Yes. So thank you guys for joining. We always appreciate all the basically just the series. I also appreciate myself for commentating, and I appreciate Mevchi for commentating with me. So see you everybody. Goodbye. Sorry for leaving on a somber note, but my throat is sore. So thanks. See you.
Goodbye.